Hello and welcome to our podcast, Take Two. I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Stacy.
And we are your co-hosts. Welcome back. You guys, we did it. I finally convinced Stacy
Here I am
to come do something with me on social media. So we are doing a podcast.
And I'm excited. I think it's going to be really good.
I'm so excited. And if you follow me on TikTok and you're in my lives, you know that this has been something I've been picking away at Stacy for a while. So we finally got her here. We're so excited. And we're calling our podcast Take Two. So Stacy, why are we calling it Take Two?
Okay, a couple of reasons. So we're two generations. You're, what are you, 29?
29. Good.
I'm 50. So we are two generations with 2 points of view. So it's a cross-generational check-in on our mental health. And every week, we're going to give you guys a small, actionable mental health tip that you can do in 2 minutes. So we want everybody to take two every day and check in on your mental health.
And a fun piece of this podcast is we're going to take in things that you guys are asking me to speak on. So whether it's mental health trends on TikTok or different TV shows that depict therapists and how real that depiction is. But
current events.
Yeah, any current events. We want to talk about what's happening today through our
mental health
check-in.
Yes.
But for our first 2 episodes, what we're going to do is help you guys, if you're new here, get to know the both of us. So first, Stacy's going to interview me, and then I'm going to interview Stacy. So I'm excited to see what kind of questions you have in store for me, Stace.
Yes. Okay. So the first question I have for you is, what is one thing that you tell clients to do, but you don't do?
Oh, boy. Okay.
The list might be long.
I know. I'm like, there's so many things. One pretty consistently, I would say, and I'm going to throw you under the bus real quick as well.
Okay, cool. Please.
I think it's like going to bed at a reasonable hour. You know, I do a lot. I think it's because I see clients late at night. So then I get home, I'm leaving here at 8 or 9, and then I'm like, oh, I want to watch a show. I want to hang out. I want to scroll on TikTok. So, and I know you're up because I text you and you respond at like 1 a.m.
That's
so
yeah.
I would say going to bed at a reasonable hour.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. We could work on that.
That's definitely something we can work on.
Yeah, it is important, but I agree with you. At the end of the day, it's a little bit different. Like I have my kids. Mm-hmm. By the time my son goes to bed, it's like 11 o'clock, 11. Yeah, like 11. I want to watch a show. Yeah. So that's why I'm up to not TikToking. Maybe TikToking. Watching a show. Okay, that's good. Okay, my next question is, do you have a sliding door moment? And before I ask you that, do you...
No.
Okay, so there's a movie with Gwyneth Paltrow.
Okay.
It's pretty old, but it's really good.
Okay.
And they talk about sliding doors. So,
I do know what a sliding door is.
Okay, good.
We're on that page.
So she's going down to like what would be like RL. I think she's in England. And in one of the scenarios, the door closes.
Okay.
And in one, she gets on the train. And then you follow her life. You know, the scenario where she didn't get on the train and the scenario where she... So it's just like how the littlest thing can make such a big difference in the trajectory of your life.
Yeah.
So in thinking about that, do you have a sliding door moment?
I think I have a couple.
Okay.
But one that comes to mind, it's the biggest, is like choosing to post on TikTok. I think my younger self would have a heart attack seeing me be vulnerable. I think it created a new Lindsay in the way that, as you know, sometimes people aren't the nicest on TikTok. So it would really force me to be okay with people like not liking me or making fun of me or things like that.
Yeah.
And it's also given me a lot of opportunities. So I would say like TikTok's probably my
the biggest sliding door.
Yeah.
Okay, well that is such a good answer because my next question, honest to God, was what is the best and the worst part of blowing up on TikTok? Because there have to be, I know there's a lot of pros, but like to your point, there's some cons too.
Yeah. I mean, the pros would be the pretty obvious ones would be like opportunities, right? Like I've been able to really be on like the Today Show, some mainstream media, and the New York Times. Like those are great opportunities that TikTok has given me. I definitely think in that space, it's done amazing things for me being able to like help people and talk about mental health more.
It's a huge platform. Yeah. And then it gives you an even bigger platform on those shows.
So I love, because I've always wanted to do more than just like in the office therapy. So it's given me opportunity to do that, to connect with a lot of people. The cons, I would say, is like, it is rough. It is tough. And it's so easy to like look at it when you're not a creator and be like, okay, but how hard is it? But you get a little inside.
Yeah, no, I do get that. And I always say to you, if you have this many people that love you, there's no way you're not going to have some hate, right? But that just is like you've made it when you have hate.
So that's how I can tell.
Yeah, I feel like you've made it.
Like, do you remember? I'll share. Do you remember when I got I got an email on a random Monday morning? I mean, there's so many stories of like times that it's not great, but I got a Monday coming to the office. I'm checking my email, and someone literally emailed me. Like it said, interested in therapy in the like subject. I never check my emails, so it's like shockingly I'm checking my email, and it's literally like you're a bitch. That was the only thing in the email. I don't
remember that one.
Yeah. So it's just like stuff like that happens, and then if you're already having a hard day, it's like thank you. And when I started creating on TikTok, it was like so for fun and just like because I was bored and wanted to have a lot of my the girls from our leadership workshop were like reaching out how they missed the group, and I wanted to be able to support our community. So it was really something I thought was going to be for like our 10 girls in our in our workshop, and it ended up exploding. And then came the pressure of being relevant and making sure like
is there that pressure to always like not like up it, but I always have to stay on top of this. Or,
stay relevant. And
like what if people start with milk in your head?
Now you're getting in my head.
No, but like consistently, and I think with you, I think it can be a little different. You're disseminating really a lot of times important information that helps people. Yeah. So I think you kind of always have that to fall back on instead of like, it doesn't always have to be like content that is funny or, and your content is, but also you have like this solid information that you're sharing.
At least if I'm helping one person. Then
honestly,
it's worth it.
And I think you've helped more than one person for sure. Do you have a favorite TikTok that you've done?
There's like ones that are more fun to record.
Okay.
But I always laugh at like I'll put hours into coming up with the concept and like, making sure it's the most researched, and I'll put it out and it's like nobody cares. And then there's ones where like, I don't know if you remember my ADHD one that got like 5 million views. And it was literally just like, if you don't feel like brushing your teeth at night, just brush your teeth when you think of it.
Yeah.
That blew up.
And That's so that was interesting. And like, why is that? Because like you're speaking to people and you're saying something that maybe resonates.
TikTok gods fill me in. I don't know what it is.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a mixture of like trending sounds. But that one wasn't a trending sound. So
that wasn't. I know what you're talking about. That was interesting.
And it was longer. Usually the longer videos don't do as well. I was literally like, this is created specifically for my audience. Like I didn't think it was going to do well. But I was like, I know they'll appreciate it and get something out of it.
Yeah.
But no, apparently everyone loved that one.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I know.
Yeah, no.
And people also loved the one about like when clients say, "Oh, nothing," the whole session, and then the last 5 minutes, like, "Oh, by the way,"
drop the bomb at the door.
It reminds me of the Housewives edit, of Erica Jane, when it's like Tom got in a car accident and then his car reeled over. Like that's like,
it was snowing in
Pasadena. Like nothing's going on, and then all of a sudden it's like, I broke up with my boyfriend and this, and then it's like, okay, now we have 5 minutes. Thanks for that.
Oh my gosh, that's so true.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
I think people liked that one.
Yeah, that is funny. Okay, so TikTok is a big part of what you're doing right now, obviously, and maybe why we're here too. However, let's just say you weren't in this world.
Okay.
If you weren't a therapist, what would you want to do? Or what do you think you would be doing?
I know. I think if you asked me this when I was younger, like before the past couple of years, I would have said probably a teacher.
Really?
I love kids. Like I love...
Like an elementary teacher?
Yeah, I would think.
Okay.
Even though I can't spell, so... But I think that's what I told myself.
Spell check.
That's true.
Yeah, you're fine.
But watch me write on a whiteboard is like triggering. But I would say now I love creating videos. So probably more marketing or in the film industry, like maybe documentaries would be fun.
Ooh, you do like a documentary?
I love documentaries.
Yeah.
I think we need more mental health documentaries out there. I don't know.
Yeah. Avery,
yeah.
Yeah, she can do that.
Yeah, so that's probably what I would be doing.
I could see that.
What do you think you'd be doing?
Oh, is this my interview or your interview?
No, but I'm just curious. I think the audience is curious.
Oh,
curious.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What would I be doing? I love writing.
You do love writing.
So in a perfect world, I think I would be.
What kind of stuff would you write?
I like the idea now of doing something nonfiction and sharing, but I really still like the idea because I just I've always my whole life, like even when I was a horrible student, loved reading. So I like the idea of a nonfiction, just like storytelling.
Yeah.
I would love to be a writer, and then I get like a screenplay, and then you produce my film.
It just keeps going. We find ourselves in this other life.
Yeah, but like creating content like in that way. Yeah. So it's interesting that like where you create the content.
Yeah.
That way I think I would go the other direction.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yes. Okay. So my last question for you. So we said take 2 is checking in with your mental health, just taking 2 minutes to do something.
Yes.
Tell me how you take 2. Just on any given day. I know it can take a lot of different forms.
Well, and to take 2, to give you guys a little background, Stacy and I, one day after work, we're sitting here just like trying to talk about, we've noticed on the podcast or with clients, we're constantly just talking about building self-awareness. So when we think of take 2, we're really trying to build that self-awareness about our mental health, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Like check in with ourselves. So when I think of my take, the most I have to take 2 would be like, sometimes I'm kind of irritable. Like I don't know, maybe I just think it's more noticeable, but in my head, everything's just bothering me that day. And I used to just get stuck in that mood all day. And now I take 2 and I pause and I'm like, okay, why am I crabby? There's nothing to be crabby about. Or if there is, it's like, okay, why am I feeling this way? What do I want to do about it? Yeah. So I would say usually it's like when I'm feeling irritable or crabby, I take 2 and realize like, hey, I don't have to be in this bad mood all day.
I love that.
And then I turn my day around.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's like the whole point, right?
Yeah.
Check in, see where you are and where you want to be. And realize you have a little control over that.
And the more you do it, the easier.
I agree.
It's like now I just take a minute. I'm like, okay, Lindsay, knock it off. Where before it'd take a lot for me to be able to get unstuck in that mood.
Yeah, no, I love that. I think that's really good. Yeah. All right. So that's all.
The interview questions.
Yeah, that's the interview that I had.
Okay. Well, thank you for interviewing me, Stacy. And I hope you guys learned a little something new about me. And stay tuned for the next episode where I get to interview Stacy.
Can't wait.
Got some surprise cues for you.
Oh, gosh. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Take 2 podcast. Lindsay and Stacy are licensed therapists, but they aren't your therapists, and this podcast is not therapy. Production assistance is provided by Bird Blue Creative at bird.blue.